This is WBSM On Demand.
Good morning. Good morning. I want to thank Representative Markey for coming in, and he just sits here and takes your phone calls. He's always available whenever I call him. It's very rare that he says, I can't, he's a busy guy, but he always makes time for us, and I do appreciate that about him. Another guy who's always available whenever I call, Jesse St. Gelais. Jesse ran for the House of Representatives. Last year was his first run. Actually, it was this year, right? This past season. And he now joins us in the studio. Good morning, Jesse. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Chris. How you doing?
A little closer to that.
Oh, sorry.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You brought donuts?
I did, yeah, from Friendly Donuts in New Bedford, right? My old neighborhood over there.
Your old neighborhood over there.
Best donuts around, too.
I even had one. Chris Markey resisted. I don't know how. I guess he's full on.
That's totally his loss.
He's full on cats. Right? He's full on cats. He's a Democrat. But Jesse, you what did you think of your first run for office?
Yeah, well, first, I just want to thank everyone that came out for me and supported me in this election. I just want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart. It was such a humbling experience. Merry Christmas to everyone, too. Feels good to say that, right?
Yeah.
But the experience was awesome. I met a ton of people. They impacted my life in such a way that I can. It's the humility that you end up with. It's such a humbling experience. Definitely, I'm not giving up on my community. I'm not going anywhere. But it was something that life-changing for sure.
Life-changing is true, and you enjoyed every minute of it. That's the thing I noticed about you when you're out there campaigning. You and Sean Oliver, who was your campaign manager, the Ward 3 City Councilor, you guys were quite a formidable team, and you seem to be enjoying it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Sean's been a friend of mine for, over 20 years or so, I think. And it's interesting how things just work out that, we went for a little while. Actually, we didn't hang out much, and then actually lost my best friend last year. Unfortunately, unexpectedly. Right. And it's interesting how life works out that, people cross paths again. So nothing's accidental in this world.
I agree with you.
And, God's good. And I'll tell you, Sean is a very good friend of mine. He was there for me. He's an asset to this area. He's definitely been there through it all. So
I agree with you on that, grateful. Jesse. He's certainly an asset to the area. The campaign, you ran unenrolled.
Yes.
But a conservative. You ran on a conservative campaign. And you're a business owner. You're I would say, a religious guy. You have a family, a property owner. You believe in the free market system. You are a gun enthusiast.
Yes.
Not to be confused with a gun nut. You're a gun enthusiast.
Yes. I own firearms.
You own firearms.
And respect them, too.
What did this campaign lead you to conclude, and what is going to be your next political move right here on this program? What are you here to announce?
Yeah, so I've been an independent since I could vote, and that's been quite a while, since the age of 18. I've always been a conservative person. I'll tell you right now, when you drive down the streets of Acushnet, for example, and you just saw my signs everywhere, and a lot of them were on the same lawns as Trump signs were.
Right.
And that says a lot. And, I'm a conservative-minded person. I do believe that everyone deserves opportunity.
Yes.
So as far as, just making sure that government's there to be a platform of growth.
Right.
So I am now a Republican. I have joined the Republican Party. My town has definitely proven that. Being that Acushnet, what was the top most conservative town in the state of Massachusetts.
They gave President Trump the highest vote.
Yeah. Yeah, and just looking at that, when I looked around, I identify more with the values in that party.
Yes.
That is, don't be confused where, I'm going to work with everyone, so I'm definitely very moderate as far as that goes. I'm a balanced person. Mm-hmm. I'm an independent insurance agent. For God's sake. So I'm an independent soul, right?
Right.
But I do, when I looked at it and, when I'm checking all the boxes there, looking at it, I identify more with the Republican values in that party. And I do feel that, right now, this 8th Bristol District, when you really look at the numbers and you look at the independent vote,
right,
and you look at the conservative vote and the Democrat vote, and you really look at that, it says a lot about this election, and even how I performed, not having any ties to any party. People voted for me.
Right.
They didn't vote for the party, and I think that says a lot. And unfortunately, I think there was a little bit of confusion on that ballot. It was a quite crowded race.
It was a crowded race.
Yeah, and when you really boil it down, people came out organically to support me as what I stood for, as a person that can work with everyone and for everyone. But when you look at it, we had a Republican candidate that was on there. I think that unfortunately, people that voted that way may not have had the chance or opportunity to meet me and speak with me.
We have Jesse St. Gelais here in studio. So you are now a Republican. You're going to be active with the Republican Party?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Get maybe a town committee going over there in Acushnet?
We'll see how that goes.
Right. Yeah. So, Jesse, are you happy with President Trump so far?
So far, yeah. I think that, the future is bright for us over here. Again, what our state really needs, though, is we need the way of thinking that we have to, stop politicizing all these things. We got to get that back to the basics and work for our community. Everything should be built from the ground up. And, when you look at our cities and towns, we're still struggling, even though with the President Trump victory and all that. I mean, there's a lot of work to do. So that's not going to just cure everything. We still need to.
No, it's federalism. We have local government, state government, and fortunately we have Trump in charge of the federal government just for 4 years. Let's go. We got some people on hold here. Good morning. Thanks for holding. You're live on the air.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Paul. How are you, my friend?
Paul. I'm doing well. I have a question about the 8th district layout. It was so confusing to voters because you had two precincts side by side in Acushnet. One side had Jesse in the ballot, the other didn't.
Right.
And it was just chaos. So my question is, can legislation change that?
So what happens, Paul, is every 10 years they do a redistricting, and what the Democrats who run the legislature, supermajority Democrat, what they tend to do is fracture anywhere where it's a Republican stronghold. Out in the 90s, Freetown was divided up into 3 precincts. Each precinct was in a different Democrat-dominated district. One precinct was tied to Dartmouth, one precinct was tied to the north end of New Bedford, and one precinct was tied to Fall River. So, yeah, they can change it, but every 10 years is when they change it. So.
No, well, Jesse, you got a lot of support in that area, and stay strong and keep fighting.
Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate that. I won't give up on you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thanks, Paul. Thank you, Paul. 508-996-05. Good morning. Thanks for holding. Hello, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air.
Yes, hi. This is Chris. Thanks. I really appreciate your show. This is great stuff.
Thank you.
My name is Phil, and I really am so happy that Jesse's going to continue to stay a focus in the South Coast. He's a great man. He's got some great ideas, and I look forward to him moving into the place where he can help us out as citizens. So thanks a lot.
Well, thank you so much, Phil. I really appreciate that. It means the world.
Thanks for the call. So you early on in this race, you and I talked, obviously, early on in the race, and we looked at a couple of different ways of doing it. You looked at a couple things. You were unenrolled, and they had changed state law so that you could not be anything but unenrolled. A lot of people counseled, you, myself included, that you should have maybe run a write-in campaign.
I hear you.
Right?
If I had a nickel for every person that came up to me and said, you should have ran as a Republican.
Well, I told you before.
Yeah.
I told you before that.
I'd be a very rich man right now, huh?
But the thing is, you were prohibited by law from being anything other than unenrolled.
Yes.
Because they changed state law. And it was a very unique change that they made. I had never seen it before.
Yeah.
It was done. You had to have been on the ballot or registered before a certain date, but not after a certain date. It was very crazy.
And the other thing, too, is that I could have done the whole primary thing that one of the candidates did.
Right.
And, I'm a stubborn Irish guy, all right? That's what I am, all right? So I didn't do that. I just felt I've been an independent the whole way.
Right.
And the majority of the people out here are. About 63% of us are. But I just felt, you know what? I'm going to go at it. I'm going to try to make history and do that. And, again, when you look at the independent votes that came out of this, it was a three-way race. And, I had organic votes. I had real votes. I had people that voted for me and my message.
They didn't vote the party label.
That's
they
right.
voted for Jesse St. Gelais.
That's right. So I do feel that, whatever the future may hold,
right.
I do feel that people will now be able to have the opportunity to get real representation when I am elected one day.
What I like about it, Jesse, is you're bringing your own independent support to the Republican Party.
That's right.
And there was a lot of things you could have done. A lot of people are going to tell you what you should have done, but you had a tremendous showing for an unaffiliated candidate who was first time running.
Yeah, very thankful for that. From all walks of life, too. Right. So, my fundraisers, you'd have Democrats, Republicans, you'd have business owners. Yeah. Well, you never know. All right, come on.
No, I kind of do, but that's all right. Well,
no,
but you'll
we
find...
can disagree again.
You'll find... It's not disagreeing. You'll find there are a number of people who traditionally support the Democrat Party that are doing what you're doing. They're coming over the Republican Party. It's just a better brand now. It really is.
Well, even that, we need balance. And when you look at that, if you want to achieve anything, you have to have great balance. You got to weigh it. I'm a Libra, so I'm balanced anyway, right? So, but you have to have a balance.
I don't know what that means, Jesse.
I'm a Libra.
I got to be honest.
A Libra, with the scales, when you weigh it out.
Is that a test?
You
no, I don't know.
Like a Chinese food menu or anything like that? The placemat where they have,
All I know is that I'm a Cancer, and I go, I'm not a Cancer.
Well, I've been called that in my life.
Me too. Hey, this holiday season, WBSM and the United Way of Greater New Bedford are looking to make a mini miracle happen for a 7-month-old, Scarlett and her mom, Megan. Scarlett was born with a soft, cleft palate, basically a hole in the roof of her mouth, prevents her from eating without choking. It's a really unfortunate situation, but we can solve it with money. You see, it's correctable through surgery. So Scarlett just needs to gain weight, and her mother has to spend all her time helping her gain weight, not choking. So there's special formulas, special bottles, all of which cost a lot of money, plus the bills are piling up. But you can help do that, all right? You can help change lives of little Scarlett and her mother, Megan. They're a New Bedford family. Here, together with United Way, we've teamed up. If you want to help them out, make a donation, small or large, you can do it at, all you got to do is go to the WBSM app or WBSM.com and click on the Mini Miracle, and you can make it happen for this family. Mini Miracle at WBSM is brought to you by a lot of great people. You in the audience, and Sousa Family Orthodontics, First Citizens Federal Credit Union, Boca Restaurant here in Fairhaven, Cask and Pig Kitchen and Ale House, Fall River Municipal Credit Union, Leach Garage and Auto Body, Stallion Plumbing and Heating and Cooling. They've all gotten together along with, I know Senator Montigny has made a amazing donation, about $18,000 to help out the Mini Miracle Fund from Senator Montigny. We do appreciate that. $18,000 from Senator Montigny. So when you throw in whatever you're going to throw in, it could be as little as $10, but that's a lot of money. Everybody throws it in. $100, whatever, $250. Combine that with all the money we're already raising. The fine hair engineers and hairstylists down at Ruby Room in Dartmouth, they've helped out. Really, every little bit helps out little Megan and little Scarlett and her mother Megan. So help out Mini Miracle. Go to WBSM.com, WBSM, the app, and click on the Mini Miracle. As little as you can give or as much as you can give. We're going to add it all together, and we'll make a real miracle here on the South Coast. I'm Chris McCarthy. We're going to take a quick break. Stick around. We'll be right back. Gelais lookalike, Michael Bublé. It's Christmas at the Potting Bench at Florist and Gifts in Fairhaven, that's for sure. They're all decked out. If you haven't stopped in and seen them, you got to stop in and check out Potting Bench, Florist and Gifts right in the CVS Plaza. Free parking right on Route 6 in Fairhaven. Potting Bench, Florist and Gifts. They have the best selection of pre-decorated boxwood trees. For decades, people have trusted Danielle and her team at Potting Bench to provide beautiful arrangements for every occasion, including the holidays. They're beautifully decorated boxwood trees, each decorated with a different theme for your perfect for your entryway. They have one-of-a-kind ornaments in stock. So if you need a special gift for someone in your list, they have holiday poinsettias, holiday wreaths, centerpieces, live plants, silk arrangements, or you can choose fresh flowers from the cooler. There are dozens of show-stopping options to choose from, all ready to go home with you on that day. You get in, free parking, get in, see Danielle and the team, and get right out same day. But if you need a little more detailed or more customized arrangement, trust Danielle and the team at Potting Bench. They can put it all together for you. Just ask them to make an arrangement for you, and they'll do it, okay? They have extended holiday hours, so you really have no excuse not to grab a beautiful holiday piece for your home. Potting Bench, Florist and Gifts, 2 Sarah's Way, CVS Plaza in Fairhaven. Really, you have to stop it and see how beautiful that store is right now. It'll get you in the Christmas spirit. It'll lift your spirit. And you might want to take some of it home with you. We have in studio Jesse St. Gelais. So, Jesse, you've switched to the Republican Party. How do you and you have the tree up yet?
Yeah, oh yeah. The Christmas tree is up.
And
right after Thanksgiving, next day.
You and Tess have how many kids over there?
3.
3
yeah.
kids.
So I have a 24-year-old, Madison. Hello, if you're listening.
What do you mean if she's listening?
Well, I hope so.
Right.
You never know. And then Autumn is 11 years old, and Benjamin is 9. So I have a elementary schooler, middle schooler, and one in college.
So Santa Claus will be coming to the house?
Absolutely. Santa Claus is absolutely going to that house.
But you don't...
Got a little bit more work to do, though.
But you recognize that Santa genuflects in front of Jesus.
What's that?
Santa genuflects to Jesus.
Yeah, so Jesus first.
Right.
Of course.
Right.
Absolutely.
508-996-0500. You think you'll get any criticism for switching to the Republican Party?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate. There's still division out there.
Right.
Again, party politics is still alive, unfortunately. Again, my campaign was about just putting forward the person, people over party. I mean, that my message is never going to change.
Right.
So, I mean, I still want to get to work for my community when the time is right. I'm not going to stop working, actually, for the next couple of years. I'm going to be around. I'm not going anywhere. But, yeah, if anybody's, a little hurt by that, I mean, again, maybe they might want to look in the mirror and really look at the big picture here. I'm just a human being that just wants to get the job done. I want to work for the working families and for a better future.
How can people get involved with you if they want to learn more about what you're going to do next? What's the best way to follow you?
Here we go. I'm going to give my phone number out. Sorry, honey. It's 508-326-3413. That's my cell phone. You can call me or text me. You can visit my website at jesse4u.com. It's still up and running. You can also send me an email. I practically live at work, so it's jesse@helpyouinsure.net. It's my insurance agency's email.
When you're not at work and you're not at home, you are very involved with the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick.
Yes.
You guys did some stuff at Thanksgiving. What did you guys do at Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we had our turkey drive, our annual turkey drive. So that was awesome. We distribute a lot of meals to people.
Mayor John Mitchell was down there helping you out?
He was. He actually hopped up in the truck over there with me and was huffing some turkeys in the truck.
Right.
And, so that was very good. I mean, it's a rewarding thing. it's again unfortunate though that people need that, right? And again, that's a hole in our society that needs to be filled. And I think that we, again, need to make sure that we create a platform of success and prosperity for our citizens over here and make sure that the money is spent on them and, those in need.
We have a lot of great fraternal organizations in the area, including the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick. Do you guys do anything for Christmas?
Yeah. Actually, we do a toy drive. We just did that. So we just had our Christmas party last week. But, yeah, we raise a lot of funds, though.
I know. I was listening to the scanner.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. It's Irish with the booze. I'm joking. I can say that.
Come on. It was early in the morning.
That doesn't...
It was the top of the morning, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right. I can say that.
It's a good group of gentlemen, though.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, very, very involved in the community. We have people, business owners, people that aren't business owners, just everybody that just comes together, even people outside of the organization that come and help us out. It's a great cause, that we have here.
Are you done with your Christmas shopping yet?
No, absolutely not.
May I suggest Carter's Clothing and Clothing and Footwear?
It's funny you should say that.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I'm wearing my brand new Chippewa boots that I just picked up from them about a week ago.
What happened to the old ones?
I wore out my last pair, walking and knocking.
Right.
and chasing my truck when Sean drove away, when I was getting chased by that German Shepherd. I don't know if Sean recalls that, but...
Thank God you had those Chippewa boots to run.
Absolutely. I ran very fast with those boots on, and but I have a new pair now, so I'm ready to go.
The Chippewa boots you got at Carter's Clothing Family Footwear. You've been shopping there for decades, right?
Yeah, I grew up in New Bedford, so I mean that's a staple in the community. And I'll tell you, exceptional service. You walk in, you're greeted with a smile.
Right.
They're so friendly, so welcoming in there, and that's a true mom and pop shop.
Yes,
and that's what we need, and we got to hold on to them.
Carter's Clothing and Footwear. They have the largest selection of brands around, brands you can trust from a store you can trust. They've been there for 77 years. 1947 is when Carter's opened the doors, and still run by the same family, the Carter family, who you'll often find working there when you go in. Kevin Carter, even his dad is still there from time to time, both at the downtown New Bedford location and on the Plymouth Ave location, 288 Plymouth Ave in Fall River. As Jesse says, consistently friendly, helpful customer service, free parking at both locations. During the holidays, they have extended holiday hours. And this weekend, there'll be the holiday stroll in downtown New Bedford. So Carter's will be open during that. It's always a great spot. The other thing I say, folks, if you can't figure out what you want there, if you don't know what someone in your family or your friends want, get them a gift card. Carter's Clothing and Footwear, you can trust them with your money. And as the mayor said, they probably honor the card. If you brought in a gift card from 1947, they'd probably say, all right, we'll honor that. So anyway, Carter's Clothing and Footwear, a family you can trust, a store you can trust, brands you can trust. I'm Chris McCarthy. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm Chris McCarthy. We have Jesse St. Gelais in here for a few more minutes. Jesse, you were telling me that you know one of the Carters very well because he's Friendly Sons of St. Patrick.
Yeah, Trevor Carter is a friendly son with me. Yeah, so he's part of the Carters family.
We'll take this call and final call of the hour. Good morning. Thanks for holding. You're live on the air with Jesse St. Gelais.
Good morning, Chris. Bob McConnell calling.
Bob McConnell of the Republican State Committee. Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Jesse. Great to hear you on the radio.
Great to hear from you,
so
Bob.
Happy. Yeah, so happy to hear you've come over to the dark side here. But we welcome you warmly and hope we can work together to
I'm here to shine some light. So,
yeah, build a strong Republican base out there in Acushnet. We just need 3 people to sign the paper, the statement of organization, and we can form a committee. I'm hopeful that we can do that soon. I'm looking at the Acushnet Town website here and see that there's quite a few positions opening up in 2025 from Selectman Chair, Robert Hickey, down to Board of Health, Thomas Fortin, and hopefully we can get some candidates for that. I just got a text message that nomination papers are now available in Fairhaven. The Fairhaven Select Board Chair, Stacey Powers, is up for election. So we're working on those things, and it was a great turnout in the election for President Trump there, and Acushnet had an overwhelming majority for Trump at 1,200 votes versus 800 for Harris. But,
Bob, if people want to get in touch with you to get involved with the Republican Party the way Jesse is, how do they do that?
We'll be scheduling our next meeting in January, and that will be posted various places. We welcome everybody to attend that, or please just call me on my cell phone, 508-863-0416. Our committee email address is fairhavenrtc@gmail.com. So you could shoot us an email, and there's a application on that email address that we could send you. You could do that online.
Thanks, Bob McConnell. I appreciate it. Bob McConnell's a great guy.
Oh, he is, absolutely.
So, Jesse, I want to thank you again for coming in and announcing here on this program. You're now a member of the Republican Party.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me on. And yes, Bob is a great guy. He was very supportive of me, too, throughout this campaign.
Thanks, Jesse. We'll be in touch with you soon. So that was Jesse St. Gelais, folks. I now want to shift gears here to Mean Chris, to informative Chris, right? To explain to you right now, members of the New Bedford City Council, possibly a majority, are going to vote for Shane Burgo to be the next city council president. And why do I object to that? Well, because Shane Burgo, while a nice guy, is really hostile to the police. And the police are so important to our society. You can't have capitalism without law and order. Maybe Burgo understands that. And so I want to play for you a clip from the other night, October 28th. This is the Housing Committee, of which Ian Abreu created the committee solely for Shane Burgo to be the chairman of. And this is what Burgo has used that platform to do. So here is Shane Burgo from last October's Housing Committee. When talking about the police dealing with the homeless, here is Shane Burgo using his chairmanship of the Housing Committee to attack the New Bedford police. Listen to this. Good Lord.
Yeah, and we might be able to find those resources within and just read.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I do believe that
it's that kind of stuck out to me that I just want, I think, to get on the record from the administration, which is why I'm asking you, not so much about the information from here, it was about how the unhoused feel in regards to the police department. And a quote from page 29 from the report specifies the city weaponizes police to terrorize the homeless and their destruction of tents and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if you're aware of what happened in Fall River and their...
The ordinance?
Yes.
So that is one line from an 85-page report, of which Shane Burgo admits he didn't read it because he's a part-time employee. He wants everyone to know that. I don't know why his colleagues want to make that guy the president of the New Bedford City Council when he picks out of an 85-page report one line about the New Bedford police terrorizing the homeless and tearing down their tents. But here's the thing. It's not true. It is absolutely not true. The great men and women of the New Bedford Police Department don't operate that way. How do I know that? Well, while all the rest of the council sat mute, they sat mute and let Shane Burgo, the man many of them want to elevate to be their leader, they sat mute. Only one man, only one city councilor rose to the occasion, Sean Oliver. Sitting in the audience was the chief of police. Sean Oliver recognized the police chief is here. Why don't we call on the man? While all his colleagues sat mute. Sean called the chief of police up to the podium.
Yeah, so what
We've never been asked. As you know, many
administration for this issue. So it would appear that no other action would be.
Because I'm not a great editor, and you can hear that I'm not editing these clips, I'm just playing them as they come.
No further action on that.
It'll take a second here while Linda Morad finishes what she's saying for
we take no further action
Shane
on,
Burgo
if that's the course of action
to recognize Sean. Here he is.
The chief of police is here. Earlier we heard about weaponizing our police force to deal with the homelessness. I'd like to hear from Chief Oliveira, since he is here, to kind of speak on that.
I withdraw.
you would not, you said?
I withdraw.
Oh, withdraw. Oh, okay. Chief, and the chair recognizes Council Oliver on his first.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Chief Oliver, for being here.
Good evening.
I just because there was something said about weaponizing a police force to handle the homelessness issue that we have, and I just wanted to give you the opportunity to kind of speak a little bit more about that, how you and your officers address these individuals as the situation arises.
Yeah, so my response to that, it's fake news, absolutely false. We've never been asked. As you know, many of you have called for homelessness issues in your districts, and my response to you all has always been, we will activate the HOT protocol, and we treat those people with dignity. Whether they're homeless, whether it's mental health, no different than anyone else. So our officers will respond, and we'll check out the situation. We'll notify the people if they're present in the encampment, and then we actively initiate the protocol, which would be to notify Lindsay Montero's office, contact Stephanie Sloan, obviously Danielle is a huge partner in that, and our own outreach workers will follow up. And as most of you know, because you will repeatedly call me and say, they're still there. And I'm like, I'm well aware, it takes time. And that's the process we do here in New Bedford. We treat them with dignity, it takes time, we try to get them alternate housing. As you know, most of it is just not a housing issue. It's mental health, it's sicknesses, it's ailments, it might involve St. Luke's many times. It's a process, and there's no one solution. I know not for the police department. It's a sensitive issue, and as you all heard, I know some of you don't like hearing it, it's not just a New Bedford issue. I go to meetings with major city chiefs. Personally, I think we're doing a lot better than other city chiefs when I hear the way they deal with homelessness. There are some communities that don't have much patience for the homeless. I think we do, or I know our police department does. So, but I can, there's always someone, as you know, who will say worst case scenario about the police and about other public entities. But I'd like to know that person who said that, their personal experience, and address that if that's the case, because I can assure you that's not what the New Bedford Police represents.
I didn't think so, and I thank you for your elaborating on that. When you and your team, your officers are dispatched to a situation, do you guys stay on scene until a member of the HEART team comes? What's that transition like? Is it the officers just go to the scene and speak with the individuals, and then you guys initiate the HEART team to go on, at a later date, or how does that work, just for the general public to?
Yeah, so normally if a call's initiated about a tent, it's not even dispatched. We send it to our outreach workers. And usually our outreach workers will start notifying the protocol, or they'll stop by the tent to make sure it's still occupied. Often, right, there's no one there if you go during the day. So then they'll try to make contact, identify the person who's there, let them know that, see if they need services at the outset. And then we try to, we try to mitigate it right there if possible. And then if not, we activate, and usually if it, we'll start with Lindsay Montero and say, this is the situation we have, male, female, this age, identify them. This is where they've been, if they're from out of town. These are the services we think we need, and then we'll start surrounding those wraparound services. Obviously, there's no better expert than Danielle. And she's obviously always just a phone call away. So that's normally the protocol. But as a 911 call, even when most of you have called me, I don't dispatch that as a 911 call. I'll then put it out to the outreach team. Please address, as you know, we had this, long-standing issue at
So, folks, that's the chief of police explaining there's always one guy, right? It's Shane Burgo, who makes the police look bad. And that's the one some of these counselors want to make the president. Look, if you're a law-abiding citizen in New Bedford, if you're a police retiree, if you're a member of the fire department, member of the EMS, member of the police department, retiree, I need you to pick up the phone and call your city councilor. Send them an email. Tell them no to Burgo. No to Burgo. You can't give them a bigger platform to attack the hardworking men and women of the New Bedford Police Department with lies. The chief just told you he doesn't even dispatch police. He immediately sends an outreach worker. So the idea the police are stormtrooping through tents as characterized by Burgo is a complete lie. Complete lie. You're going to elevate that to be the president? Brian Gomes, Ian Abreu, Naomi Carney? Please, dear God, don't do it. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the program. I'm Chris McCarthy, and it's about almost the end of the show, but good morning. Thanks for holding.
Hey, good morning. I'll give you a quick comment. So
sure.
Does the city council look at this like a participation trophy to be the president of the city council? I mean, like,
I think some of them do, which is a real disservice to the taxpayer. But I think some of them do. You're right.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, as the skipper did give Gilligan the wheel a couple of times, and look what happened. So there you go.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you as always. Folks, stick around.